Hi, everyone. Professor Sackett-Taylor here. So you've elected to take ECON 321 Natural Resource Economics as a course by special arrangement this semester. I've set up our PLATO page, and I thought I would create this short video to give you a preview of what that's going to look like and walk you through some of the course logistics so you know what to expect. So eventually you'll be able to sign into this page once classes start. And you'll see that I have split this course into 3 modules. So let's just look there by clicking in the left-hand navigation menu on Module 1. So Module 1, I'm calling Thinking in Systems. This is where I'm going to introduce the foundational concepts of what I'm calling systems thinking. And this is an approach for modeling that is really appropriate when it comes to natural resources and the environment, because everything works in interconnected systems. So you'll see the dates for this module, and every date corresponds with a Tuesday that we are going to meet. We've agreed to meet virtually on Tuesdays from 12:45 to 1:45 in the afternoon. So this schedule here, the things that I've highlighted in green are chapter content readings from the Environmental and Natural Resource Economics textbook that I put into our syllabus. And the idea here is that you would read these chapters in advance. And I'm also going to create PowerPoint slides and short video lectures about this content that I hope that you'll have an opportunity to watch before we meet that day. So by Tuesday, September 7th, you'll have read chapter 1 and chapter 2 and watch the corresponding lecture videos. When we are in class, I'm going to deliver a live lecture, a very short one, utilizing the Thinking in Systems PowerPoint slides that I've created. And so there'll be a short kind of informational component to it. And then following that lecture, I'm going to guide you through a specific exercise in the VenSim software by sharing my screen with you. This will hopefully then give you an opportunity to see how you would apply those concepts that I talked about in the lecture to the modeling interface. After our meeting that day, I'll be giving you an assignment for the week that would be completed in VenSim. And this is in order for you to demonstrate to me that you understand and can apply the skills and tools that I was talking about yourself. So there's really 2 pieces to Module 1. There's the background information that you'll be receiving through video lectures on the natural resource economic theory, and then the in-person, I guess live, I should say remote synchronous, but live lecture about systems, how they work, and how we model them using the VenSim software. So your workflow will be that you watch a video lecture before we meet, receive a short lecture during the time we meet, and then complete an assignment in the week following until we meet again. So you'll see here that I've organized the textbook content by chapter, and in each of these folders, you'll find the PowerPoint slides themselves, which you can download to your own computer, as well as a link to my YouTube channel where I'll have a playlist of my short video lectures on those topics. Here you'll see I also created a folder that I'm calling System Dynamic Slides and Assignments. It's in this folder where you'll find the PowerPoint slides that I'll be using during our live lectures, as well as any prompts that I have for you for each assignment. And this will also be the place where I will create a Dropbox for you to turn in those assignments. Okay, so that's Module 1. Module 1 has a very different workflow than the rest of the modules. So in Module 2, we're going to shift our focus a bit to begin familiarizing ourselves with the existing economic models of all different natural resource systems. So you'll see the dates here for Module 2. Again, I'm going to create a video lecture series, short videos on each of these pieces of content, which is coming directly out of the Environmental and Natural Resource Economics textbook. And all of this is going to culminate with the last week of module 2 being a workshop in which we together collaboratively will help one another really hone in and define what our research project focus and topic is going to be. So in order for you to learn a little bit more about each of these topics in more depth, I have created a master list of all of the best environmental documentaries out there to date, that are new, that are updated, that are relevant. And I've organized them here in this folder called environmental documentaries. And you can see that I've roughly categorized them into the following categories: climate change, oceans and fisheries, food and agriculture, freshwater, and wildlife protection. And so what I'm asking you to do in this module is, over the course of these first 3 weeks between October 5th and October 26th, I would like you to watch at least 2 documentaries. One that comes out of the climate change folder. And I think this is relevant for everyone because, as you'll see in these documentaries, global climate change affects all natural resource systems. So it's a good idea to get kind of a macro level perspective on that. And then I'm asking you to choose another documentary from any of the other topic folders. And this is going to be guided by you. Maybe you already have an idea about a topic that you're feeling really passionate about, and you go right to that folder and find a documentary to watch, or perhaps you watch them all, whatever floats your boat there. But I'm asking you to watch a minimum of 1. And you can obviously watch more than that if you're exploring, if you're wanting to learn more, if you're trying to discern which topic is really the one you want to focus on. But the idea here is that during these first 3 weeks, you are using this time to dive a little bit deeper into the current events side of things, into what the biggest problems are that are facing us today. And you're finding inspiration from these documentaries so that you can pick a research topic that is something you really care about. So that'll be your only assignments in module 2 leading up to the research proposal. Like I said, on November 2nd, during our time together, we'll workshop that proposal process so that you will have a first draft of a research proposal by the end of that week. So then in module 3, we've done all the background stuff. You've learned about different natural resource systems. You've found one that really piques your interest and that you feel really passionate about. You've honed that idea into a proposal for how you might model the existing system and how you might introduce new policies or a change to an existing policy that you could then simulate using your model to predict what changes would result in that system over time. So the first 3 weeks of module 3 is really going to be dedicated towards project research and development. And you'll be submitting to us as a group different versions of your model as it evolves and as you build upon it. So every week when we meet, every person will have like 10 to 15 minutes to present their progress on their model. They'll literally share their screen, show us the model in Vensim, show us their equations, show us how it works. And then all of us as a group will give targeted feedback to that person so that we can help them make their model stronger, more realistic, incorporate more data. We'll all just be giving kind of constructive feedback and new ideas, with the idea that this kind of collaborative nature, since there's a small group of us, will help every single person individually produce the best project they possibly could. The last 2 weeks of the semester will be dedicated towards project presentations. You'll present your project both in our small group, just to us as a class, and at the Kirka celebration at the end of the semester. So that's kind of how this is all going to work. What do you need to do to get ready for this? So I'm going to go here into course logistics and pull up the syllabus for you. In this syllabus, you'll see how I've broken it down. Essentially, you're going to give me a rough draft of a proposal, and then you'll get feedback from the group in order to make that an even stronger proposal, which will be your final draft. Same thing with your model. You'll develop an initial model in Vensim, get feedback, strengthen and build upon that model, and submit a final one. And then your policy brief will be, I'll give you lots of information about this as it comes closer, but you'll be outlining either an existing policy and the changes that you are proposing to make to it, or potentially introducing a new policy. And then your research will be culminated in poster format to be presented both to us as a group and at Kirka. So you can see research posters from past semesters and the topics that people have chosen here in this Google Drive that I've shared with you. This is the course format, which I just went over, but I do want to go over this. So these are the textbooks that I'm going to be drawing content from. My suggestion is that you will probably want the Environmental and Natural Resource Economics, a Contemporary Approach text, just to like really support the theoretical components of your model and your research. It's best, I would suggest finding this used or renting it. I definitely wouldn't buy it new, and I'm decided I'm not going to order it to the bookstore. The other two books are really to support model building in Vensim. And I will share like selected chapters from these books as I think that it's needed, and also present it to you in our live classes. So these are optional if you think that like you might want to use Vensim in the future. These would be great books to have on your bookshelf, but not required for this course. This is the important thing. Since we are doing this independently, virtually, as individuals, you will need to have Vensim, the personal learning edition, the PLE version, on your personal laptop. So I've included instructions here on how to download that to your laptop, and also given a link to a kind of boring but informative video so that you can see what Vensim looks like and how a model is built in Vensim. Okay, so back to our course page. This is where I've created a link for Vensim. These are more detailed download instructions with screen captures, so you can make sure that what you're clicking on actually looks like the correct screen. But here's a link to the Vensim FAQs, or like facts and questions. So oftentimes, if something isn't working right with your model, you can't get it to run, it's not running the way that you would expect, you can most likely find someone else who has run into that similar problem here on this FAQ page. They also have a link to like a blog that people keep a discussion board on of new problems that arise and people that kind of crowdsource the answers to. So here's a link to that if you are having trouble in Vensim. I want to just name that even though we're meeting virtually on Tuesdays, I am holding in-person office hours on campus. I will be available on Mondays from 12:30 to 2:30 and Thursdays from 11:30 to 1:30. But I am asking that people make an appointment in advance so I know when to expect you and what it is that you want to talk about. So if you're having trouble building your model and you want some one-on-one in-person attention, I will be available to you throughout the week. Okay, so that's pretty much it for now. This is just a preview. You'll be able to get into this course soon enough and explore for yourselves. If there's anything that you think is missing here that you'd like me to upload, please let me know. I'm really looking forward to our first meeting. I will include a Zoom link that's going to be our like our standing Zoom meeting room in our PLATO page, but our first meeting is going to be Tuesday, September 7th. So between now and then, make sure you get Vensim downloaded onto your computer because we'll be using it right away that first day, and look into the textbook options if that's something that you want to have available to you. All right, so I guess I will see you on September 7th. You can always email me if you have any questions. Till next time.